Greetings everyone, welcome to another video. This time it's a quick one. I'm just installing some LED lights for my friend. He built this outside patio area, and he wanted some LED lights on the corner, like LED strips, and this is what I came up with. They're COB LED string lights, chip on board. We prefer these compared to the traditional LED strips because the light is more uniform. There's no points of light, and because they are visible, it does give them a bit of a better look, in my opinion. This is the one I went with. The one that I got comes in 10-meter long runs. They're quite nice because they run on 240 directly, or probably 110 depending on your area. So that's the only thing you need. Now you see me cutting up the plug so I can directly attach it to the lights. Nothing special, but again, it's very nice that it's also compact and not needing a power transformer, so they run on 220. I'm guessing the white thing inside is just a diode bridge or something to help them run on the AC voltage. So that's the preparation done, and inside I'm taking you for a closer look. That's gonna be an access door, so you can work and replace them in case something happens, but those are the wire with Vigo connectors. Since I wanted to look as clean as possible, I just drilled a hole and punched it out, so I'm gonna start from that corner, so none of the wires will be visible, just the LED lights. This is the aluminium channel that I'm using to install the lights. It was quite cheap. They come in 2-meter long runs, easy to cut with just a basic jigsaw, whatever you call this thing, a saw. Easy enough to cut. For this piece, because it's starting from the corner and I want to make it look invisible, I needed to cut a bit of the back side from it. You can see me struggling because I'm working on the field, so I don't have the proper clamps or a vise. At some point I just give up and take it by hand. Power tools are nice sometimes, but you can go overboard, especially with fine details, so sometimes hand tools are preferred. So yeah, that's it, just taking it apart. The backside apart, connecting the light. Again with Vigo connectors, making sure everything is working fine. Yeah, all good. My camera adjusted for the flicker, so that's nice. So yeah, that's it. This is how the aluminium channel looks with its cover and everything. Attaching it to the wall is done by those metal clips. I think they're steel. Quite a nice system. It was quite tricky to do it here because of the corners are not exactly perfect. Again, it's like a patio area, so it's not like everybody prepared to do it perfectly. So just installing the bottom at the beginning, and then going on the sides, on the left side, cutting it at 45 degrees, making sure everything fits, going slowly since we didn't have a lot of chance to experiment with it. I think at the end we just left with maybe half a meter of this aluminium channel, so yeah. This is how the LED mounts inside the aluminium channel. You just take the sticking backing off, which is surprisingly tough. Just stick it on, as you would. And then as a diffusion layer, there's this white milky plastic layer that snaps on top. It's quite a pain to snap it on. Not as difficult, but when you're on a ladder and it's way up high and in a corner, it takes a lot. It's a lot more difficult. Hence my hands are so beat up trying to get into corners and everything. But yeah, once you set the channel, you just snap it on as best as you can. It doesn't work always. Sometimes it goes underneath where it should go, but once you get the hang of it, they're really easy to snap in. And that's the end product. Yeah, that's how it looks. So speeding along here through the installation, just snapping the aluminium channel in place, making sure it fits somewhat okay to the bottom one. Then on the right side, the same thing, just measuring it in place. No tape measure needed. Cutting it out at the angle and installing it. This side again, I had to cut out a bit of the back side of the aluminium support, so the LED tape would go up directly from that little hole there. At some point I gave up freehanding, so I started using this block for cutting at an angle. Worked pretty decent, considering I paid like $2 for it or something similar. So yeah, just cutting at an angle, cleaning it up with a utility knife. It's very thin aluminum, but it does the job for what it's supposed to do. Now continuing on the top side, as you can see, there's this beam running through the middle of the patio. So plan was to install it on both sides, and now I'm running through the right side, just using my battery drill to drive in all the screws. Not as easy as it looks. Just measuring it by hand, making sure the clip is as close to the end as possible so it supports it. Again, snaps into place. Very easy. Continuing with the other side. And now on the left side, again, same idea. Screwing the clips in place, clicking the aluminum channel in. Somehow in this part it didn't want to stay very close together. I don't know what was happened, but I just removed the clip and installed it back in, and it clipped in place, making it look way smoother of a transition. Then installing the LEDs strip, just stick it off. My friend was helping me, he's a bit taller than me. Peeling the back off and sticking it in place. Test run. This strip can only be cut by 50 by 50 centimeters. So we just cut it where it was best available, and then we're gonna tuck the leftovers inside the frame there, since this was the best option I could find online. Now installing the topmost plastic cover, the diffusion layer. Again, just cutting it by eye. You also at the ends you get some end caps. These are them here if you need them. So yeah, just measuring it by eye, cutting it in place and installing it as we go along. I'm trying to make the corners as best as possible. I'm not very good with these angles, and it's always been a pain in my butt for anything I do. But I think I got there pretty close because I was just cutting it as I was going along. Then the right side, getting installed the same. Clipping the diffusion layer in place. Yeah, and that's the final result. I'm really happy with it. My friend really likes it. Again, that corner will get tucked in inside somewhere. It was just on the limit with a 50 centimeter cutting limit at this end. But yeah, this is how it runs along. It's a bit brighter than it is in reality on the camera, but I'm really happy with it, especially the corners. It just looks like it's there. And that hole will get a plastic, white plastic door, just for access in case of maintenance or you need to change them out. Doing some more cosmetic trim. We did install these panels on the back. I didn't film it because it wasn't really necessary. They're basically plastic panels that you stick onto the wall as decoration. I'm not exactly sure I like them. Actually, I don't. But again, it's not my patio, so he can do whatever he wants. And just installing, because it was a lip here. It used to be a former garage. So just installing this gold color trim on the bottom to make it look a little bit neater. We found the correct size, which was surprising. I think it's 3 by 3 centimeters, and it was exactly as needed. And just installing it with, sticking it down with construction adhesive. When my friend bought these plastic panels that you see on the back, for some reason, I don't know why, I think they scammed them a little bit. They sold him like 30 tubes of construction adhesive just for these panels, which is way too much. We put way too much on it and he still had like 15 left. So yeah, we're just using that to get rid of it for whatever project we might find until it expires. Again, using the saw, cutting it. They're aluminum as well, anodized I think. But yeah, just cutting it, setting it in place. squirting the glue on and sticking it down. To make everything, all the wall come together, we use these polystyrene trim pieces. I don't know exactly what they're called. Molding? I think it's molding, yeah. They're very cheap. I think they're less than $1 length. They come in 2-meter lengths as well. And again, just construction adhesives, and it really does hide all the little mistakes, like little gaps next to corners. And they're very cheap and easy to apply. And that's the end result. With the molding installed in place, I think it came out great. I'm especially proud of the lights. They look really, really nice. Gives a really modern look to everything. Together with the white walls. So yeah, that's it. Once again, thanks for watching. See you for the next video.